Hi, my name is Matt Neufeld. I attended Ebenezer for a few years, about 6 or 7 years ago, and then my wife and I just started coming here again a few months ago. My upbringing was a pretty common one. I grew up in the church, attended Sunday school, youth group, and summer camp. I even did 2 years of Bible school after finishing high school. Up until this point in my life, I had been doing everything I was raised and was told to be doing. Coming back home after Bible school was the first time I didn't have everything that I needed to do laid out in front of me, and my faith and commitment to the church started to slip. If you're looking for a big, life-changing moment that pushed me away from the church and from God, I didn't really have one. I think that's the case for lots of people who step away from the church. The devil takes the desires of your heart and tells you that you can find exactly what you want by chasing those desires instead of trusting in God's plan. Now, most of my closest friends and family were Christians, so I kept up going to church for a number of years, until eventually I decided to let social anxiety, the desire for comfort, and an apathetic view of God keep me from going to church at all. And this worked for me for a little while. I didn't have to be challenged on how my relationship with God was going, or the fact that I was doing nothing to move towards God and everything to make my life as easy and as comfortable as possible. After a while, though, it left me feeling empty and unfulfilled. Then, a few years ago, one of my friends invited me to do Alpha here at the church with him. Normally, I would have just declined the offer because I knew that this was going to be out of my comfort zone. But I had already been feeling like my life needed more and felt like I needed to do it. The weeks I spent doing the course challenged my perspective and the cynicism that I had built up towards the church. And the group table discussions allowed me to learn from others' experiences. The week after the first lesson was when I met my wife too, so I took that as God telling me that I was on the right track. Since then, I've been working to make things like Bible reading, prayer, and Christian fellowship more a part of my everyday life once again. I'm learning to lean on the strength that comes from knowing God's promises and that His direction is better and more reliable than anything I could come up with on my own. Baptism has always been a step of obedience that I was unwilling to take, and that held me back in my walk with God. To me, baptism represents finally saying yes to God and doing what He commands us to do. I want to get baptized today, not because I've figured everything out and feel I'm a perfect Christian, but to declare my desire to pursue God and His will for my life.